Greetings, and welcome to the Mid-Missouri Kayak and Weather Report for February 2024, 11:45 on Thursday, February 1st. The temperature is 63 degrees. We're headed for a high of 67. We had 50s, close to 60 yesterday, I think. 62 maybe. Yeah. Prior to that, we were in like the high 30s for a few days. And geez, a week ago we had a hell of a lot of fog, almost a week straight of fog. It was pretty bad. And ice, freezing rain. It was so bad that the roads were pretty treacherous. Yeah. And I am in some very cold water, putting my hand in to pull myself to shore so I don't drift away. Let's see. We've got 60 or so for the next 2 days with a chance of rain, and then 50s for about a week. Yeah, so a little bit above our normal, which would be in the high 30s. I am on the Marys River. I launched at the Mariposa access. I launch into the Osage River, cross over about a quarter mile downstream under a highway bridge into the Marys River, and I've only been able to come upstream a little short of a mile and a quarter. Yeah, so a mile and an eighth probably. Behind me, I don't know if it's showing, but there is some pretty shallow water and it's turbid, and I'm not going to get out. Yeah, so that's what we have. Wildlife, a few birds. Saw an eagle. Came close enough that I could identify it, but it was still soaring. It was soaring pretty high. And one great blue heron, which kept a couple of 100 yards ahead of me before it took off for who knows where. Yeah. Oh, and one kingfisher and a flock of Canada geese. So that's it. Yeah. Not a lot going on. Just got a relaxing time. Did some traveling this past weekend. Went to Chicago with John Dorsey and Jason Ryvrvlogr. I drove less than 7 hours there, 7 back. Actually, it's like 6 1/4, but stops, you know. And the drive was uneventful. Sort of foggy in some spots, maybe a third of the way, quarter of the way going up there. Yeah. And that was for a poetry reading at Gallery Cabaret in Chicago. John was the featured reader, and they had an open mic. So Jason and I also read. They have a good crowd there. There must have been, geez, 15 people, I think, who read, in addition to John. And it was a great weekend. We had accommodations. Someone volunteered an apartment for us. Yes, Gary Glasner did, and that was pretty cool. That was really nice. What a fantastic host. And Wesley Hines, who holds the poetry reading there at Gallery Cabaret. Great. Everybody was great. It was a great experience. It was fantastic. I loved it. Yeah, I'd like to see those kind of things. I've had a couple haiku that have been published in the past 2-3 weeks. The poems that I mentioned in my last video, a handful of poems that were published. Yeah, and my origami chapbook. It's a micro chapbook from Origami Poetry Project. Yeah, origamipoems.com. You go there and you can download it as a PDF. So yeah, and it's got 5 of my poems in it. I'm done working on my nature poetry collection, and that's ready to be published. So that won't be too long from now. So that's pretty cool too. Yeah. Yeah. And doing poetry readings, open mics. Have one coming up on Monday at Cumba Bottoms. Rick Christensen will be the featured reader at our little group, and then an open mic. So that'll be cool. Yeah. So that's about it. Pretty brief. It's really beautiful out. Blue-white sky overhead. I mean, the sun sometimes is blinding, other times it's really diffused. They're high clouds, high thin clouds. And so, yes, I thought I would take advantage of it. Widener Lake course, it'd still be frozen. I passed some small patches of ice along the shore here, and I'm sure this was frozen solid 2 weeks ago. And it will be again, most likely. So yeah, and that little bit of mini rapids over there, you know, that's an indication of what it's probably been like for the past year, because the water levels are so low because of the friggin' drought. You know, what are you gonna do? Get out when you can, and yeah. Hey, eclipse in April, so that'll be cool too. Geez, that's only 2 months away. Yeah. Anyway, and that's passing across the boot heel of Missouri, and then it's hitting Pennsylvania and New York. So I'm not sure what we're doing yet. So rooms are all sky high in the boot heel down there by Cape Girardeau, and yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we could drive down there for the day, and drive back. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that's 2 months away. This has been your Mid-Missouri Kayak and Weather Report for February 2024. Ciao folks, and vlog on.